Hi, Mark Warnke here, PackGoats.com. One of the things that when you're trying to grow up babies is absolutely imperative, one of the biggest things that you're going to do to make sure that they're healthy and they're big is controlling coccidia. People have no clue how huge and impactful coccidia is. It's a protozoa, and when it finally displays as diarrhea, that's really late in that process. So when you're trying to treat it, it's really late. It means you already have the attack of the intestinal walls. They do permanent damage and scar tissue. They can absorb nutrients as well. One of the signs of a coccidia baby is a rough coat and a big pot belly a lot of times. They're never quite as healthy as they could be. The goal is to have coccidia never appear because you're always controlling it through a preventative. The problem is there's not a lot of good solutions for goats in that. We use a thing called Calf Pro in the bottles, but again, that's for cows. So it works for us because we feed a lot of babies and we can do a little squirt in a big bucket and it works good, but it's a big expensive amount. The other one that a lot of people will use is Corid, and I just heavily recommend that you do not. It is super toxic on them. It can give them neurologic disorders. It can make them have goat polio. It depletes the thiamine. It's a risky thing to treat a goat with. The two that I've found the most effective, and you need to understand, this is not vet recommended. It's not cleared through the organizing bodies on behalf of goats, is they haven't studied the impact of Toltrazuril on them. It's only been studied in horses. But those of us who run goats, we use Baycox or Toltrazuril very successfully within our goats. The problem with using it is that it's expensive because it's always in really big amounts. So what we've done is we've made it available to you in a smaller amount. And so we got a size that works for people with smaller herds that are raising up a few babies every year. And it is so imperative that if you're raising goats to be full health and full size, that you treat for coccidia. That's recommended by other sites. That there's lots of the goat community out there using it and talking about it. It's recommended to be given at 3 weeks, 60 days, and 90 days, and then once again at 6 months if you test for it and it's still present. I've had great luck with it on my farm. You can get this on PackGoats.com. I hope you find this helpful, and I hope that you take me seriously. It is one of the biggest mistakes I see people make. They buy good genetics, they feed good nutrition, but they don't take care of coccidia, and if you don't do that, you're not going to grow your best goat. So I hope you find that helpful.